Inside the Walls of Troy by Clemence McLaurin. Let's read chapter 1 because it's just so intriguing. Starting on page 3. Because of my extraordinary beauty, they say 1,000 ships were launched. 50,000 men died, and the world's greatest city fell to dust. They say great Zeus himself was my father, that the gods never sculpted a more perfect face than mine. But behind that face was a girl named Helen, who loved horses, played the flute, bit her nails. This is her story, my story. And so we begin. I was 12 years old the day my childhood ended. My cousin Penelope and I were playing knucklebones in the women's quarters, the shutters closed against the endless heat of the summer afternoon. Outside, locusts shrilled their song into the stillness. I was gloating, because I had just thrown the tiny bones carved from the joints of mountain deer and caught a record 4 on the back of my hand. Penelope shook her head. "You're cheating again, Helen." "You're cheating again, Helen," she said wearily. "You know you're supposed to toss them as high as your eyes." She was 15 and had recently given up games for the serious business of getting ready for marriage. She was only playing knucklebones to be nice to me, and I resented this. "I did. You weren't watching." "Never mind. I quit." I threw the bones into her lap. "Where are you going?" "Down to the stables to look at the new foal. I think I'll call him Thunder." "Not without a veil, or get one of the slaves to follow you with a sunscreen. You'd be brown as a peasant if you had your way, running around with those horses." There was a time, not very long ago, when my cousin would have run around with me and not worried about her complexion. "Only 15 and talking like an old married lady. Who put you in charge of me anyway?" I snapped. But Penelope refused to get angry. She sighed in her new grown-up way. "You can't be the most beautiful girl in all of Greece with a sunburned nose." "I don't care about my nose, and I don't want a slave following me around." "Then I'm calling Nurse. She'll make you behave." And that was that. But, so yeah, I just wanted to read the opening, like the chapter 1 really bad, because it's just an amazing entry. There's the following pages, which stops at 13 if you're reading chapter 1. And on the last page it says, "Dolphins in our wake, a good omen." Oh, did I skip chapter 2 without knowing it? Oops. But, there's also this one right here. Hesiah pawed at my hands. "Don't antagonize them. They'll slit our throats." "Not likely. I'm worth nothing with a slit throat. And you're here to ensure my virtue. He'd have to deduct at least 50 talents of gold from the ransom if he let you die." "Woman on board, yapping like puppies," Theseus snorted. "Milk on, bring water and some figs. Over here." But in spite of his gruff voice, his eyes held a twinkle of mirth. That fly-specked water was as delicious as anything I had ever tasted, but I had no stomach for the figs. My burst of anger, had exhausted me. I dropped down beside Hesiah on the dirty deck boards, hugging the yellow cloak around me. I think they could have thrown me overboard at that moment, and I would not have had the energy to care. The rowing captain began his chant. "1 for Poseidon, lord of the sea. 2 for a king in state. 3 for the Nereids swimming free." The oarsmen strained in unison, and the Minotaur pulled away from the coasts of my ancestors. I thought of my bed back home, the smooth sheets that smelled of the lavender that Penelope folded inside them in the storage cupboard. Was Penelope crying over me? I wondered. Probably not. At least not in public, anyway. She was more likely coordinating the ransom effort in her quiet way, listening to my father and brother's rant, and then suggesting what treasures we might part with to accumulate the necessary gold. They will pay the ransom, I told myself. They have to. My face ached with the effort of holding my mouth in a brave line. Then 2 slaves arrived with fleece rugs and blankets. Another brought a basin of water. Hasaya, too tired to wash, crawled into her bedroll, moaning softly. I was splashing water on my face when Theseus himself came with a jug of honeyed wine and a 2-handled cup. "Swig it down, there's a good girl," he said. I obeyed, eyes brimming with foolish tears. I thought he would laugh at me, but he didn't. With a grave expression, he took the empty cup from my hands. "We may look like cutthroats and scoundrels, but these men consider it the greatest of honors to have you on board, daughter of Zeus Almighty. No one will harm you. The gods who rule the wide heavens watch over their own." That's servant gossip. My father is Tyndareus, king of Sparta. I wiped my eyes with the back of my hand. "We can argue your parentage in the morning," he said, smiling. "For now, forget everything and let Hypnos take you on a dream journey." And I watched him climb down into the hole to supervise the hoisting of the mast. Darn, oh darn, why must I be this pretty? Everyone knows it, even me. But sometimes I don't want to be so pretty. But yeah, that was just a little reading. I hope to get you interested. And I don't know anyone that doesn't like Greek mythology. So definitely read this book, because it's really good, and I've barely started. Woo-oo!